All right, let's talk materials. So first and foremost, we will need our handy dandy 3.5. If you've been following me, you know this is my absolute favorite. Okay, so a tangent. I thought I lost my hook. I was crocheting. I had went with my husband to the barbershop and I was staying in the car to crochet, and my hook fell between the seats, and for the life of me, I could not find it. So shout out to my husband for helping me find this, because this hook is life. Okay, yarn needle. We need yarn needle. We need some chompers, so some scissors. We need worsted yarn. I used pink and white for my seal. Not very traditional for seal, but I thought it was a cool way to kind of play on the amigurumi version of a seal. We need stitch marker, which I always keep on my brace. We will need some polyfill. So this guy, we are stuffing pretty firm. So it is a smaller seal, hand, like if it's in the palm of my hand, but you will need to stuff fairly firmly. So, you know, take that as you will. We will need plastic safety eyes. I wanted the eyes on the seal to be fairly large, so I used a size 10. And this time around, we're using plastic safety nose. I used a size 9. The nose came in my pack. I got this, I think, from Amazon or something, but they definitely have the noses in craft stores. Joann's is gone, RIP, but you can do like a Michael's or even like online or Hobby Lobby or something like that. They'll have it there. And then we need quilting pins. These are optional, but again, if you've been following along with my channel, you know I like to use these to pin different parts of the project in place before I sew, just to make sure the placing is okay. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and get into our tutorial. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our seal body. And what we are going to do is get our pink yarn, and we are going to do a magic circle. Let me just get myself set up here. Give me a second. Okay, magic circle. And we're doing 6 single crochets inside of our magic circle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Close our circle up. Row number 2 is going to be an increase. Again, like I say in all my videos, we want to make sure that our second row is correct with 12 single crochets all the way around, because it's going to be our foundation. So you want to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. That is our increase, and we're doing that all the way around, again for a total of 12 stitches to start all the way around. All right, row number 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So that's 1 single crochet and then an increase, 1 single crochet and then an increase, 1 single crochet, increase, and we're doing this all the way around. Row 4 is 2 single crochets and then an increase, 1, 2, and then an increase, 1, 2, increase, and we're doing this all the way around. Row 5 is 3 single crochets and then an increase, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase all the way around. Rows 6 through 8 is going to be 1 single crochet in each, so literally just 1 single crochet in each stitch, and we're doing that all the way around, again for rows 6 through 8. So do yours, I'll do mine, and we will meet back here. This is what I'm looking like after my row number 8. So for row number 9, we're doing 3 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease. And we're going to do this all the way around. All right, row number 10 is going to be 2 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then a decrease all the way around. And this is what I'm looking like after my row number 10. At this point, you should have 18 stitches. And our hole is it's gonna get pretty tight, and we're gonna continue with the body. So we wanna go ahead and insert our eyes and our nose now. If you've been following around with my channel, I usually use plastic safety eyes, but we haven't explored the safety noses yet, and we are gonna do that today. So for the eyes, I am using a size 10. So what we're gonna do is put our eyes between rows 5 and 6. So magic circle always counts as row number 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 6. So somewhere in here. And in stitches 1 and 9. Stitch 1 is where you put the first eye. I know that can be a little bit confusing if you haven't seen that seen the pattern written that way before, but that counts as 1. So now we're going to count to stitch number 9 and put our second eye. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'm right there. And for my nose, I am using a size 9. Right here is the smallest size nose that I have. And I'm gonna go just 5 stitches from either eye on the same row. So between rows 5 and 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're gonna count 5 stitches from either side. It should be equal. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So my nose is gonna go there. Let's turn this guy the right side. It looks kind of crazy right now. It looks kind of wormish, but I promise it'll be fine once we get done. So let me go ahead and put my safety backs on this, and then we can continue with row number 11. Okay, so this is what I'm looking like after my safety backs. Can you see that? My safety backs are inserted. Now we're gonna start with row number 11. Row number 11 and row number all the way up to like row number 15, we're going to do some increases, and this is just to give the illusion of like a neck. So we went in and now we're going to go out just a little bit and then continue with the body, just to give the mini illusion of a neck. So for row number 11, we're doing 2 single crochets and then an increase, 1, 2, and then an increase, 2 single crochets in the same stitch, 1, 2, and then an increase. I'm going to do this all the way around. Row 12 is going to be 1 single crochet in each, and we are just going to do that all the way around. Row number 13 is 3 single crochets and then an increase, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase, and we're doing that all the way around. Rows 14 through 15 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch. Just like that, all the way around. Alright, this is what I'm looking like after 15 rows. It is a project that is definitely a trust the process, because this guy looks all types of crazy right now. And honestly, after we finish the body, he's still gonna look crazy. It will come together, I promise. I promise, I promise. Row number 16 is gonna be 3 single crochets and then a decrease. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease, 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease all the way around. Rows 17 through 18 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch. So we're really trying to get that narrow part of the body because the body's going to be pretty narrow, and then it's going to come down to a point, which is going to simulate that tail. So go ahead and do 1 single crochet in each for row 17 and 18, and I'll meet you back here. Row 19 is going to be 2 single crochets and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then a decrease all the way around. Rows 20 through 21 is going to be 1 single crochet in each stitch. So just 1 single crochet in every single stitch for 2 rows. And I'll meet you back here. Okay, at this point I do want to start stuffing. We won't stuff the guy completely, but this project does need to be stuffed fairly firm to get the overall look across. So I want to make sure that I'm able to access the head. So what I'm going to do is just start stuffing. I'm going to especially focus on the head because the next couple rows, like after row number 24, we're going to stuff again. But I just want to make sure again that I have access to the head, because as this hole down here gets smaller and smaller, we're going to have less and less access to the entirety of the project. So we just want to make sure that we're stuffing as we go, again, so that our head gets some love too. And I think that's good for right now. I do want to be able to identify where the neck is, and that's why you kind of see me pushing in. It's not a very big dent. Sorry, it's not a very big dent, but it's there. And so we want to make sure that the neck is a little bit defined. Okay, I think that's good for me. So let's go ahead and continue. Row number 22, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then a decrease. And again, you don't want to stuff so firm that you have, you know, trouble gripping the top up here, so that polyfill doesn't come through. So just kind of take that as you will. If you need to take some of your stuffing out, that's fine. 1 and then a decrease. 1 and then a decrease, and we're going to do that all the way around. Rows 23 and 24 is going to be 1 single crochet in each, and in theory you should have 12 stitches. So go ahead and do that for me and then meet me back here. Alright, this is what I'm looking like after row number 24. And again, that hole, see how small it is? Would we have been able to reach the head? I mean, probably, but it'll been more effort than it's worth. So that's why we stuffed a little bit ahead of time. So now what we want to do is go ahead and finish stuffing the body. Again, you do want this stuffed, fairly firm, not so firm to where you can see the white peeking through your stitches, but almost to that point, if that makes sense. Like you want it stuffed pretty tight. So let me go ahead and do this. I'll probably do like a time lapse, and I will meet you back here once I'm all stuffed. Yeah, so I think I was talking to myself. I don't think I was recording. So row number 25 is going to be a decrease all the way around. And we are literally just doing a decrease all the way around. You should end up with 6 stitches. Just like this. And I think I have one more. Yeah. And that hole is going to be really, 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 really small. Okay, and then we're just gonna fasten off. I'm gonna cut my yarn, fasten off. And what I'm gonna do now off camera is just get my yarn needle and close up that hole. I'm gonna leave this tail though, because we're gonna need it most likely to attach the tail flippers. And I say most likely because we are leaving a long tail on the flippers as well, so we may end up using this one as just an anchor, but I do like to keep the long tail so we have it in case we need it. If we don't, then we can just cut it, right? All right, so go ahead and do this, and I will meet you back here to start on our next part. Let us go ahead and do the tail flippers next. We're still using our pink yarn. And what we want to do is this time around we will do a magic circle, but we're going to put 4 single crochets inside of our magic circle instead of the 6. So that's my magic circle. I'm going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place my stitch marker. Row number 2 is going to be increases all the way around. So we should end up with 8 stitches because we're putting 2 in each. So that's 1. Still 1. 2. 3. 4. 5, 6. And then 2 more. 7. 8. Cool beans. Alright, row number 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. So 1 single crochet and then an increase in the next stitch. It's 1, 2, and we're going to do that all the way around. And what I did is just pushed my work inside out just to make it easier to crochet these next couple rows. So row number 4 through 7, we are going to do 1 single crochet in each, and we should end up with 12 stitches. So go ahead and do your rows 4 through 7, and I will meet you back here once I'm done with mine. This is what I'm looking like after my row number 7. Row number 8, this is our last row. We're going to do 1 single crochet and then a decrease just to bring it in. So 1 single crochet, get in there, and then a decrease. 1 single crochet, decrease, and we're doing that all the way around. All right, so we want to cut, leaving a long tail, fasten off. And then we want to close this hole. Sorry, I was stirring my yarn needle. So we want to close this hole and then set this aside and make another one. So we need 2 tail flippers and we need 2 arm flippers for our seal. So let me go ahead and do this and then I'll show you what both of them looks like. Alright, these are what my 2 flippers look like, and again these are going to be the tail flippers. So now we need to go ahead and do the arm flippers, and to start that we are going to do a magic circle, and in that magic circle, I'm so sorry, my allergies are just like going crazy all of a sudden. So again, we're using the pink yarn. We're going to do a magic circle, and we're putting, again, another 4 single crochets inside of our magic circle. This guy is very, very similar to the first one. So, I mean, just kind of keep that in mind. So, we're doing 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Closing that hole. Placing our stitch marker. Row number 2 is going to be a round of increases. So again, we should end up with 8 single crochets. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go ahead and do that all the way around to get to 8. Row number 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then an increase. 1 single crochet and then an increase. 1 single crochet and then an increase, and we're going to do that all the way around. Rows 4 through 5, we're doing 1 single crochet in each stitch, and that's just literally 1 in each stitch all the way around. And again, that's rows 4 and 5. So have at it and meet me back here when you're done. Row number 6 is going to be 1 single crochet and then a decrease. So 1 single crochet and then a decrease. 1 single crochet and then a decrease all the way around. And finally, row number 7 is going to be 1 single crochet in each, and you should end up with 8. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here. All right, so what I want to do is cut this guy, leave it a long tail, because we're going to use that tail to attach to the body. We're going to fasten off, and we are going to close this hole. I'm going to do this off camera, and then I'll show you what my 2 arm flippers look like. All right, so the last thing in terms of crocheting that we need to do is we need to do the cheeks. I don't really know if they're called cheeks. I think they're called cheeks on the seal, like the things on the either side of their nose. And this is going to be like ridiculously simple. It is 3 rows and like the simplest thing ever. So first we're gonna chain 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in the next 2 stitches, so we're gonna start in the second chain from the hook. So the next 2 stitches we're gonna do a single crochet. So that's 1 and 2. In that last stitch right there where we started, we're gonna do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to turn our chain over, and we're going to crochet on the other side of the chain doing exactly the same thing. I like to crochet over my tail. You don't have to, but I like to pull this thing because it it tightens up this hole right here. Just tighten that a little bit. And then we're going to find that first little loop. And so for me, that's going to be right there. I'm going to do 1 single crochet. In the next loop, I'm going to do another single crochet. And in that last loop, I'm going to do 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. We're gonna cut, leaving a long tail. And I mean, you can, if you want to make it a little bit cleaner, you can slip stitch to that first stitch. You don't have to, but I mean, you can if you want to make it a little bit cleaner. And I just like to pull on this tail just one more time to make sure everything is as tight as it can possibly be. And that is it. During assembly, we will make this a little bit more cheek-like, but that is it for the most part. Okay, so we need to start assembly. Now we have all of our pieces. Here is our head and our body. We have our cheeks, and everything has a tail on it. So let me see if I can organize this. We have our flippers. So that's our tail flippers, and these are arm flippers. Oh, I have them backwards. I'm sorry. Arm flippers, tail flippers, they look similar. Arm flippers, tail flippers, the body, and then the cheeks. So what I want to do is I want to start with the tail. I know it's kind of starting backwards, but it's easier for me. And what I like to do is get my quilting pins, and I like to place these where I want them to go, just because it makes the process a little bit easier for me. Sometimes I don't really like the placement of where I put things, and I don't want it to be there, like, not permanently, but there to where I have to like undo stitches and stuff. That's annoying. So I just like to put my pins to make sure the placement is okay before I start sewing. And see, like this one, I want to scoot this over just a little bit, just like that. And so that's good for me. I'm gonna go ahead and sew this guy, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna speed through this in a time lapse or if I'll just meet you back here, but either way, let me go ahead and sew this, and then I will meet you back here. Alright, so this is what we're looking like once the tail flippers are on. Now what I like to do is go to the arms, and same deal with the arms. Let me just grab some quilting pins here. I like to attach the arms first just to get an idea of placement. For this one, I'm thinking about row number 12-esque, like right underneath this this little dent right here, maybe 12 or 13, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I think I like it right there. Let me grab another pen. Let's see. If we like it, if we like it, if we like it. That was kind of high. Oh, actually, yeah, I do like it right there. So I'm at row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Look at that, between rows 12 and 13. Okay, so same deal with the other one. Let me go ahead and attach these, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, our guy is coming together. He looks okay. He looks okay. Okay, but still look kind of crazy in the face region. So we need to put these cheek thingies on him. So what we're gonna do is take our cheeks, and what I like to do is thread my yarn needle. And you can think of, like, if you've ever made like a crochet bow, how you wrap the yarn around the center to make like the indentation. That's kind of what we're gonna do. So what I want to do now is just kind of weave my yarn needle to the center of either side of the cheek. It doesn't really matter which side you use. So I'm in the middle, see that right there? And what I'm gonna do is just, actually I'm just gonna go through this top one to hold it in place. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna wrap, maybe twice. You don't want too many times, but just wrap it and pull so that it looks kind of like a bow. And you do want it in the center, kind of like a bow, sort of. And then you are going to knot in the back so that it stays in place. Not too bad, just take a little bit of skill to get everything where you want it. And I think that'll do. I think my knot was knotted too soon. Talk about skill, right? This right here needs to be a little bit more tight. So let me just redo that. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. And there you have it. Okay, this is where the magic happens. I did a tester pattern, it was like yesterday, and I was blown away at how the face changes just by putting these cheeks on here. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick a spot, and it really is no rhyme or reason as to like why I put my needle here, other than I want this cheek to be underneath the nose. So I'm gonna do this, turn, and make sure that it's snug underneath the nose. Like, oh my gosh, look how different it looks. Like, that is crazy. And then I'm just gonna go back and then sew it in place, and this guy is done. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'll meet you back to show you the final look. And we are done, y'all. Look at, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Look at him. Ooh. And I told you, like, those cheeks really made a difference. We went from like cute to freaking adorable. Okay, so at the end of all my videos, I like to give you some suggestions on how you can use this pattern to I don't know, further your business or give to a friend, or just different variations. So for this guy, I chose pink. If you don't like the pink that I chose, you definitely can change the color. That is like number one. Change the color of the cheeks to see, you know, what it looks like. You can change the size of the nose and the eyes. That might be kind of cute. You could actually make this the arm flippers a little bit bigger, so that they are kind of sticking out. A really cool variation that you could do is actually turn this guy on its belly. So you could, instead of like having it oriented this way, you could just have the arms, put the arms down just a little bit, move the eyes, the nose, and the cheeks to like right here in the magic circle area. So if you put the nose in the magic circle, put the eyes on either side, and then the cheeks, and you could have him laying on its belly. Okay, so that would be a really cool variation. I played around with that when I was creating the pattern. I landed this way just because it's a little bit cuter for me, and it's a little bit more camera friendly, but you definitely can do that. That might be kind of cute. That is it for today. If you are a person who had trouble following along with the video because you're more of a tangible person and you need the pattern is available for purchase in my shop. It is a PDF. It does have pictures to help guide, and there are links to this actual video to help you along the way. I do have the pattern in front of me as I'm recording, so I try to use some of the language to kind of pinpoint where you are in the video versus the pattern. So that's definitely a resource that you can use. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to click that bell icon so you know when I post new material, which is every single week, every single Monday. And yeah, make sure you stay safe. There's a lot going on in the world right now, you guys. Stay safe, keep your family safe, and make sure don't spend too much at the grocery store. Crochet some cool stuff, and I'll meet you back here next week.